Alright, let's see. Live stream. Came in with a cool 100. And I got some bitches coming. And I got some bitches coming. Hoes. What's up, yo? Bruh. Oh man, I think it was the cyanide and happiness. The music in there. I'm not really that tired. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Roy? What's up? Bruh. And I got some bitches coming. Hoes. Oh. Can you hear me now? I'll be right back. Give me a second. Pass the ball, Kobe. What's up, y'all? Good. What's that? Right up on me. Save some for me. Smell him. Oh, here he is. Da, 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 da. Where you going, slut? Don't you run. Yep, he's gone. I can smell him, chat. I can smell him. Oh, this music is quite festive. The fuck is that? Ah! That was close. We are almost dead, chat. What's up, cleric? Yeah, we getting some late night games in, yo. Looking for the chest. Delectable. All we need now is something for health. How bad is the copyright trouble? It's not too bad. It's just, it wasn't a strike. Yeah, I mean, I just got like, I just got in trouble because I got to take like copyright school and some shit. It's not awful. Could be worse. Come on, something to loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Yeah! Haha! Never saw it coming. BHD wins again. Early bird catches the worm. And then pees on it. Nah. What the hell? I was watching Cyanide and Happiness, you know what I mean? And then I got a copyright thing. They took down the stream. Damn. That's a buff-ass dog, man. So what you guys getting into tonight, yo? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm playing a little bit of Fortnite. I'm thinking about switching to Overwatch for a second. Yeah. Just playing some games before I go to sleep. You know what I mean? Y'all know how I do. So what you guys getting into tonight, yo? That's good juice. Me, I'm just playing some games. Yeah, YouTube needs to learn to give up, man. They be trying to get me, man. It happens to the best of us. So I'm gonna play one more game of this, and then I'm probably I might turn in for the night. Unless you guys got some unless you guys got like some viewer requests for me and stuff. Oh, I still gotta I'm gonna finish up okay, so after this I'm gonna finish up John Ross videos. Oh, don't worry about it, Jack Avery. Crap happens. Hey. Make sure to let me know if you guys send anything to my tip jar. You know what I mean? I'll put that towards the super chat milestone. When we reach that milestone, the person who super chatted the most towards the milestone is going to be choosing the next videos that we react to on stream. Yes. Yes, everyone. We have reached our cruising altitude of exactly killing 6 people. And we will be serving a small tasteless snack very shortly. And the snack bar is still open. Very important. Pistol? Did we get something? No? Get something? Yeah. Wee, motherfucker. Wee, homie. Where he at though? I said where he at? Huh? It's over, Anakin. I've got the high ground. Poor guy. He never even saw it coming. Until he did. Dun dun dun. Putting my feet in your ass. Putting my feet in his ass. They shooting without me? How could they? But they promised. Gotta catch this train, men. Yep. The hell? Don't stop. I gotta fend off the loot. Yeah, they don't want it. Yeah, this is my train. And chest in it and things. Yeah, buddy. Run it. Hurry up and run it. Yeah, all the stuff. Yeah. Hey, David McViker. I appreciate you, bro. I've been watching you since I was in 7th grade. I'm 21 now. Yo, it's gotten me through a lot of stuff. Hope you have a good morning, man. Hey, thank you, bros. You know what I mean? For real, for real. I'm glad my content will get you through a lot of stuff, bros. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I like damn. Run that. Yeah, all that. Yeah. Yeah. Take that. Yeah. Damn it. Bad boy, baby. Yeah, take that. Where they at, though? That's the people. Shit. Yep, go ahead and do it. You got it. Stupid motherfucker. Uh-oh. Oh, we're boned. I was pranking you. It was a joke. You be tripping, bruh. What the fuck? I don't know how I didn't die on that one, man. Oh boy. And we're into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Right in your ass. Right in your ass, nigga. Huh? Yeah. Delicious. Good. Shut up. Get out of here. This is my kill. You weren't invited to this. Motherfucker. Almost put a hole in my Gucci. Son of a slut. Y'all see what he made me do to him? I never wanted that for him. Oh, people feet. Huh? Yeah, no, don't run. Don't run, you motherfucker. Huh? Hey. Huh? I saved this ass with motherfucker. God damn it. Huh. Like a glove. Trying to fight back. Disrespectful. For real. I'll be 28 years old tomorrow. Yo, that's what's up, man. For real. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, bros. What are you gonna do for your birthday? Yeah. Yeah. All right, into glorious battle. Hey, what's up, Shoe Beyblade? She Beyblade? Shoe. Are they over here fighting, or what are they fighting? Is it people or NPCs fighting? Ah, these obviously people trying. Yes. Yes, delicious. Yes, right. Our guy called dibs on the winner. Dun dun dun. I am the one who knocks. Damn it. He saw me in the bushes, was shooting through it. Oh. King of the brush. Yeah, everybody Dougie. That's how you gotta do it, people. That's how you gotta do it. Yep. The spoils of war. All I need now is a sniper rifle. Twin flyer. Don't mind if I desam. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Alrighty then. Yes. All I need now is a car. Hey, that's what's up from you, YouTube friend. Hey, for real, Jack Avery, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my day's going good, bros. You know what I'm saying? Practice with nunchucks. Not as good as you, but I like the practice. Oh, after a few black eyes and bloody lips. Yeah, all you gotta do is just keep practicing with it, bro. You gonna get good, bros. Is that a person? For real. All you gotta do is just keep practicing, man. You're gonna get there. For real. Yeah, cyanide and happiness, man. They don't play. Yeah, Fortnite is one of those games where you don't pay attention for 2 seconds. You get sniped in the face immediately. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I might get up out of here and I think I might have to edit some videos. Edit up some Let's Play vids. Damn. You inspired me to practice. That's what's up, LT. Nice. Good stuff. Oh my God, my back. That's messed up. Y'all see him try to shoot your boy? What the hell? Who the hell? Oh, word? Uh-huh. Oh, he mad. He trying to catch us for real, for real. My 28th birthday is going to go great tomorrow. I have that feeling in my gut. Let's go. Hell yeah, bros. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Happy birthday, bros. Oh, snap. There's only 14 people left. I didn't even know that. The sea turtle from the Airbender games? How do I get in there? Let me in. Let me in. Gotta get on top of it. That's wild, dude. I did not know that they had the last Airbender's turtle. What the hell? So what do I get for this? Ooh, people. Now, guys, we're almost at this win. And oh yeah, we're in the bushes. Yeah, they got a good. Yeah, here we go. Oh shit! Get away! Ah, damn it! No! Bro, they hated on us. Oh man. BHD, that's what's up. Yo. Yeah, man. Bruh. Oh man. That was funny. All right, so we got those videos. Good kills though. Sorry for the low. Ooh. Sorry for the low. Sorry for the low. Hey, what's up, Jack Every? Let me see. All right, Joe. Give me a second. Checking on my Uber Eats delivery real quick. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me. Sorry for the low. Something, something. Blah, 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 yo. Let it go. That's a song by Playboy Cardi. That's what's up. All right, cool. So I'm going to finish up these war stories for John Ross. And let's see. Yo. All right, y'all. Let me see. Yo.
This is easily one of my favorite stories of all time, and it is.
Man, that's what's up. Yo, the mind. The man that started reaction channels, pretty much. Sorry for the low. Oh yeah, the mods got him. You know what I mean? He'll be alright. Yo. Sorry for the low. Alright, guys. Yeah. Now I'm about to be doing some of my other now, as you guys already know, yeah, I mean, a lot of my supporters, they super chat me for me to react to the videos that they like for me to react to. These are two of them. Yeah, I mean, these two videos are for John Ross. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get these, I'm gonna do these mugs. Now, at any point in time, once we reach the super chat goal of the tip that's in the, yo, fall out the window crazy. BHD Army Ultimate. Yo, he resubscribed as a member, as a BHD Army Ultimate member for the last 20 months, yo. Hey, Maurice, you have the best damn laugh, especially the Gatling gun laughs. Have you ever thought of watching How To Basic? I think I actually used to watch How To Basic back in the day a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, what did he do wrong? I don't know. I have no idea. Well, you know, once he comes back, if he does some more stuff, they'll just ban him again. He'll figure it out sooner or later. Hey, Maurice, do you still have your website by chance? I do not. That website was a scam. They tried to scam me. They tried to scam my viewers. Scam artists. Just scam artists. Good Lord. And then the dude also turned out to be on the fluflametry as well. So, yo, once we reach the super chat goal of $45 since Fallout the Widow Crazy just renewed their membership, I think that means the super chat milestone is at $40. So once we reach either $40 in super chats or $40 in super chats to my tip jar, which goes straight to me building out my streaming room to be magnificent, then, you know what I mean, we'll switch up the video to whoever super chatted the most towards the milestone, and we'll watch the video that they want us to watch. All right, so let's do this mug.
Is the epitome of it's not stupid if it works. Today we're talking about Operation Beaver Drop, that time that a bunch of World War II veterans that worked for the Idaho Fish and Game Department got assigned the task of relocating a bunch of beavers to a different habitat, and they decided that the cheapest, safest, most cost-effective...
I don't know. Fart, tell it to my mods. You know, my mods, you know what I mean? You know, they're...
way to go about that was to strap them to parachutes and throw them out of a plane. And we're gonna get into it right after this ad, because I got bills. This video is brought to you by Conflict of Nations, a free online PvP military strategy game. It is based on a World War III type scenario where you can
I
pick your own
watch
country,
How
or
to
you can
Basic
pick a
though.
state
I've
inside
seen
of the
some How
United
to
States,
Basic
because
stuff.
that's
I
really
think
the
they're
only way to
really
make it
good.
fair for everybody else. Otherwise,
what I mean?
America would be the instant win.
Where are the mods
Personally, I
at?
always start out as
Go
playing
find 'em.
Iowa for obvious reasons, and
You
my
know,
first
they're in
order
here
of
somewhere.
business every single time is
You know, go
attacking
find 'em.
Minnesota and turning them from Minnesota into Upper
Hey, what's
Iowa.
up, Stoner
They can't win a
Jesus?
Super Bowl, and they're not going to win this battle. It's an
Hey,
easy
what's
W.
up,
But you
Filthy
don't have
Rabbit?
to attack. Remember, this is a
What's
strategy
up, Jack
game. You can
Avery?
be diplomatic and form an alliance
up,
with
David?
another nation and work
Viper?
together. I mean, you could. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna build up my army with tanks, jets, and nuclear subs. All right, let's just take this from the top. Beavers, okay, one of my favorite animals. Why? Because I believe it is the animal that is most similar to humans. And I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, what about monkeys? What about apes? What about chimpanzees? They've all got thumbs and they poke shit with sticks and they eat bananas just like people do.
Hey,
That's
what's up, Jack
fine. I
Avery?
understand that they're very similar to people, but beavers are the most similar to
Are you gonna
humans
be
in
okay,
spirit.
Fart
We're the
92?
only animals on the planet with the
Like,
audacity to walk into a new
you good?
ecosystem and be like, wow, I hate everything about this. I could A, migrate, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with option B and change everything about the world around me to make it suit me better and fuck everybody else. Now, do I enjoy the wetlands that beavers create with their dams? No, it's not my jam. However, game recognized game, because when a beaver sees running water and is like,
You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
it's no different than when it's July and it's hot out and I decide to turn my air conditioner on so I can domesticate the wind so that my balls aren't hot, okay? It's about changing the environment around you rather than changing yourself. Okay, it's just that species-wide main character energy of I don't need
changes
to
there?
evolve anymore, I'm perfect how I am, I'm going to
Hey, what's
evolve
up,
the
Gregory?
world around me to some shit that I like more. So, while I have a great childish respect for beavers, unfortunately for the beavers, between the 15, 16, 17, 1800s, their furs made dope-ass hats and they were really popular all across Europe, and the beavers were almost hunted to extinction for their pelts. Okay, and as I'm sure you can imagine, no
Yeah.
beavers means no
This
beaver
sounds
dams,
like a
no beaver
personal
dams
problem,
means no
Fart
wetlands, and no wetlands messes up
92.
the entire ecosystem.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
we can't have it. We got to quit killing
Like,
all the beavers. So the early
go holler
1900s,
at my
people
mods.
realized this. They put protections on the beavers, and we quit trying to hunt them to extinction and actually try to
I don't
help
know what- I don't know
encourage
what he
their
did to them.
population to build back up. Okay,
You know what I mean?
fast forward like 50 years, 1945, 1946, right around then. All the young men that went off and fought World War II are coming back home. They got a bunch of money from fighting that war. They want to get a wife, build a house, have some kids, do people things. So they start expanding. And one of the places this happens in is a town called McCall, Idaho. And they start expanding and the town gets bigger and bigger. And eventually it displaces a bunch of beavers that have been out in the woods doing beaver things for hundreds of years. And these new beavers get displaced and they go out and they start fucking up a bunch of farmers' fields and irrigation systems. And it gets to the point that the people in the town are just going to start shooting these beavers because they're messing everything up.
How to
At this point, the
debone
Idaho
a
Fish and
fish
Game Department,
is a
presumably
freaking
also full
huge
of World War
laugh.
I
Trust
and World
me,
War
I
II
can't
veterans,
stop
steps in
laughing
and
at
like,
it.
no, we're not gonna kill these beavers. These guys are awesome. They do a lot for the environment. We're gonna take them. We'll move them somewhere else where they can thrive.
We're not killing beavers. We're just relocating them.
So here's the plan. They're going to capture the beavers alive. They're going to drive them as far as they can on roads, and then they're going to pack them in on horses and mules miles and miles into the wilderness where they're not going to be near any humans ever. And this is a complete disaster pretty much from the start. They capture the beavers alive, stick them in a cage, throw them on a truck, try to drive them hours and hours into the wilderness. This is really hard on them because beavers, they're a lot like me. I like to sit in my house in the air conditioning. They like to sit in their dams in the nice, damp, wet environment to keep cool. Beavers can't keep cool on the back of an unair conditioned truck in the mid 1940s. A lot of them are getting heat stroke, they're passing out, they're dying, they quit eating, or they get super agitated and they're very combative the entire time because they're hot. Then, even if the beavers do survive the truck ride, they're all pissed off and angry, and now they're getting strapped to a horse or a mule, and that pisses off the horse because he's got a bunch of angry beavers.
Operation Beaver Drop.
all over him. And now the horse is pissed off, and the whole thing just...
The fuck?
And they're going to take him up in the plane and throw him out the side. And here's... I don't have a daughter, but if
Operation Beaver Drop.
I did, this is who I would want her to look up to. Today we're talking about Virginia Hall, aka the Limping Lady, probably the most effective American spy of World War II, and she managed to do that with one leg. But first, a word from our sponsors. This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. If you've been on the internet in the last decade, you know what Ridge Wallet is. I'm not going to waste your time. Ridge hired me to tell you to buy your dad a Ridge.
Appreciate you for coming back and watching me for all these years, bro. Truly, man. I appreciate you, man. That's fire. Hell yeah.
Wallet for Christmas. If your dad's anything like mine, his wallet probably looks like a Gutenberg Bible and his back hurts, and nobody has ever pointed out to this poor guy that, hey, maybe your back hurts because every time you sit down, you've got a phone book underneath one butt cheek and you look like you're the Leaning Tower of Pisa inside of a chair. So head over to ridge.com/TFE and shop the holiday sale. You're going to save up to 30%, and when you use my link, you're also going to be automatically enrolled in a chance to win a $4,000 bundle from Ridge. Let's get back to the video.
For real.
All right, Virginia Hall, born in 1906 in Baltimore. She grew up in a really wealthy family and was a complete tomboy the entire time, and her father absolutely loved it. He taught her how to hunt, and he completely endorsed her being not very ladylike all of the time. In addition to being a tomboy, she was also highly intelligent, graduating from high school with ease and getting accepted into the top female colleges in the country. Her mother, on the other hand, had different plans because immediately after high school, she expected Virginia to get married to a young man from another wealthy family in the area so they could combine their family businesses. So she gets engaged to this guy at 18 years old. Fast forward 1 year, she's 19 years old, and she keeps catching her fiance cheating on her, so she calls off the engagement and runs off to college despite her mother's wishes. She immediately attends the top 2 female colleges in the country, Radcliffe and Barnard, which are the equivalent of Harvard and Columbia. She studies economics and foreign languages, deciding that she wants to become an American diplomat. She wants to live in an embassy and represent the United States of America. However, this is the 1920s, and the odds of a female landing that job are slim to none, but she wants to maximize her chances, so she learns as many foreign languages as possible. She becomes fluent in German, Italian, and French, and finishes college abroad, studying in Germany, France, and Austria. While finishing college in Europe in the late 1920s, she would bear witness to the birth of fascism and the rise of the Nazi Party, and have a better understanding of how dangerous that ideology was than 99% of Americans. She would return home in 1929. A few months after that, the stock market would crash, the Great Depression would start, and her father, a wealthy business owner, would lose almost everything, and the increased stress would lead to him having a heart attack and dying. This made Virginia even more determined to accomplish her goal of becoming an American diplomat, so she got a job working for the U.S.
Yo, Kirby, I'm about to ban you forever. I never called you a scam artist. I don't even know you. Do I know you? I don't know you. So the fact that you would take that so personally, even though I never called you a scam artist, are you a scam artist? I should ban you now, right? I should ban you forever. You and your friend? You and your friend? Right now? Ban you forever? I think so. I think it's a good idea. I think your own instincts have alerted me that you guys are not the people I want in here. Yeah, I've never called you a scam artist. Yeah, so you obviously have some things you need to fix yourself. Yeah, good luck. You know, get it together. I hope you get it together, man. Fix it. I don't, this is obviously something you have wrong with you. Because why would I call you a scam artist? I don't even know you. What have you scammed? You know what I mean? And there we go. That works. This is better. I like this better. Yeah. I mean, I would love to keep you guys around, but yeah, I mean, you guys are making stuff up and just yelling about it, hope you guys get it together. I mean, hope you guys get it fixed, good luck. Let's see, dude.
U.S. Embassy in Poland as a secretary. She worked there for several years, and every year she would apply for a promotion to become a U.S. diplomat, and every year something went wrong. The first year, they lost her application. The second year, her application made it through because she delivered it herself, and she was a shoo-in. She could speak 4 languages, she was a college graduate, she was highly intelligent, well-spoken, so she passed the application portion of the hiring process and had to have an in-person interview, and conveniently, they accidentally told her the wrong place and the wrong time to be, so she got disqualified again. Realizing that that embassy had it out for her and was not about to let a woman become a diplomat, she transferred to a different embassy in Turkey. So now it's 1933, she's living in Turkey, she's working as a receptionist at the embassy still, and she's just waiting for that next opportunity to apply to become a diplomat. One of her hobbies at this point in time is to go out hunting with the shotgun that her father had bought for her when she was a kid. It's an irregular hobby for a woman, but Virginia's an irregular type of woman. So she goes out hunting with her friends one day, and they're hunting for snipes, which if you don't know is this little tiny bird. Apparently they're really hard to hit, and this is where the term sniper comes from. Regardless, at one point she has to hop over a fence. She forgot to turn the safety on her shotgun and accidentally blew her own foot off. Luckily, her friends were there and they managed to pick her up, get her to the hospital in time to save her life. While she's in the hospital recovering, she would end up getting gangrene, which is a very, very serious type of infection, especially back then in the 1930s because antibiotics weren't going to be widely used or available for another decade. And I mean, the doctors back then are basically just grunts with scalpels, so they come over to Virginia, they're like, hey, here's the deal, you're going to die, there's one chance that we can save you. Basically, my medical opinion is your leg is pissed off and it's trying to kill you. My strategy is I'm going to kill it first. I'm going to cut it off and throw it away. So that's what they do. She gets amputated from the knee down. Later in her life, she would admit that while she was recovering in the hospital, her father had come to her in a dream and told her that she had to get through this because she had important work to do. So that's what she does. She makes a full recovery, gets a wooden prosthetic, learns how to walk again, and goes right back to trying to be an American diplomat. However, you got to remember, she's a complete tomboy, and what's the first thing a dude does when he gets a new car, a new set of wheels, a new gun? He always gives it a name, right? Right. Virginia named her wooden leg.
Hey, what's up, Anonymous?
So she goes back to work
Fox
and
Spirit.
continues trying to become a diplomat. However, now they have
What's
a
up,
legitimate
Gregory?
reason
What's up,
to not
Jack?
let her become one. They don't need to lose her application. They don't need to give her the wrong dates and the wrong times anymore, because apparently there was a pre-established rule that amputees were not allowed to become diplomats. Why? I have no idea, but it turns out that Virginia has now both literally and figuratively shot herself in the foot. Virginia, being the badass that she is, though, isn't about to take no for an answer, so she begins lobbying to have the rules changed altogether. She doesn't have much success. Fast forward 1940, Germany invades France, and Virginia is like, fuck it, I'm gonna go be an ambulance driver and help out the French because I hate Nazis. And that's exactly what she does. Virginia, a 35-year-old woman that was physically unfit to be an American diplomat where she would have to sit in an office and talk to people, is now on her way to France to be an ambulance driver in an active war zone. So she's an ambulance driver all throughout the Battle of Paris, and she is one of, if not the first Americans to actually stand up and fight against the Nazis. After France falls, she has to flee, so she hops on a train and makes her way over to Spain. While she's at the train station, she meets a British intel officer, and she tells him her story. This guy is so impressed that he's like, hey, take this phone number, call my friend, he can probably help find you a job over in England if that's where you want to go. So she calls the number looking for a job, and that number puts her in contact with a man by the name of Nicholas Boddington, one of the head guys of the newly formed British SOE. SOE standing for Special Operations Executive, which is just the new spin-off of Great Britain's Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, aka their equivalent of the CIA. So she talks to them, and they pretty much immediately want her to be a spy. She speaks German, she speaks French, she's lived in France, she understands the culture, and most importantly of all, she's an American. And this is important because that means she can use her actual American identity and all her real documentation to give to the Germans to get into France, posing as a journalist. Virginia immediately agrees and goes into training for the next 6 months, learning everything there is to know about espionage, or at least as much as she can in that amount of time. Fast forward 6 months later, mid-1941, Virginia Hall, the spy, gets dropped off in Vichy, France. Which, if you don't know, at this point in time, France is split in two. There's occupied France, and then there's unoccupied France, also referred to as Vichy France. Now, Vichy France is technically supposedly free, but pretty much everybody knows that it's a puppet state for the Nazis at this point. And Hall's job is to go in there, posing as a journalist for the New York Post, build a spy network, and do anything she can to fuck with the Nazis. Okay, and just so we're on the same page, this isn't like the movies where she has like instructions to go meet with some guy that's her connection and she like integrates with this already existing spy network. No, she was the first spy to go in. She had to go in and build the network from scratch. They literally took Hall, a 35-year-old woman with a wooden leg, gave her some money and some cyanide pills in case she got caught, sent her into enemy-held territory, and was like, fucking figure it out. So Hall shows up in Lyon, France, and she doesn't even have anywhere to stay. All the hotel
American
rooms are
diplomat.
full,
That
all
is
the
a good
houses
name
are
for
rented. So many people have been
band.
displaced from the war, there's nowhere for her to stay. So when she first gets to France, she ends up living with a bunch of nuns at first, and she like had a curfew, the whole 9 yards. Then after a couple weeks, she finally gets a hotel room, and that's where she sets up her headquarters and makes her first contact. She goes straight to the U.S. Embassy and tries to get their help. And the head of the U.S. Embassy is like, absolutely not. America's neutral. We want nothing to do with it. But the second in command of the American Embassy pulls her aside and he's like, yes, I'm willing to help. And this is really important because this is the only way she's going to be able to communicate with London. You see, because it's an embassy, they have a diplomatic bag. So it's going to be mail that's not being screened by the Nazis before it goes out. So if this guy's willing to slip her messages to London into the diplomatic bag, it's going to be the only way that she's going to be able to get communication outside of France. So she gets it done. She establishes a connection. She now has a way to communicate with the outside world. On to the next order of business. Go see the gynecologist.
Gynecologist.
Not for her, for the Nazis. You see, she has a two-pronged attack method that she's going to use to wreak havoc on the German ranks.
What's
Step
up, Gamer
A,
Stevies?
recruit
What's
a
up, bros?
gynecologist. Step B, recruit a brothel owner. All right, so here's the plan.
Yeah.
She gets this gynecologist
It's
to start
Jack's
working with her
B-Day,
by the
bro.
name
That's
of
what's
Jean
up.
Rosette, and then she gets this brothel owner by the name of
We gonna have
Germaine
to get him a
Guerin to
cake.
start working with her. And the plan she works
We're going to have to get homie a cake for real. A digital cake.
out is the brothel owner is going to send all of his employees to this particular gynecologist, and he's going to sort out the ones that do not have STDs and the ones that do have STDs, and he's not going to treat them, but he's going to give them a clean bill of health, and then the brothel owner is only going to let those ones sleep with the Nazis. So already Hall is establishing herself as a diabolical mastermind. I mean, she's conducting biological warfare, weapons of mass destruction, if you will. All the other spies are out here worried about intercepting mail and sending secret messages, and she's over here destroying the German ranks from the inside out and making them enjoy it while she does it. And the scary part is she's just getting warmed up. You see, now she starts sending messages back to London through that diplomatic bag, asking for supply drops in the countryside, and she gets them. They're dropping off guns, explosives, and she's turning around giving that to these guerrilla fighters that are just doing anything they can to fight the Germans, and she's also getting money to bribe officials and heroin. Yeah, the second prong of her prostitute attack on the German ranks is that after the employees have already given the Germans an STD, they are then also going to attempt to get them addicted to heroin. I mean, the Germans get all this credit for developing their brilliant blitzkrieg tactic during World War II, which translates to lightning war. I'm going to go ahead with whatever authority I have, and I'm going to dub this the brothel krieg tactic in honor of Virginia Hall, because this...
Yo, that is diabolical. Send STD-ridden females after dudes. With an affinity for heroin addiction. Bro, that's horrible. That's messed up, man.
This is brilliant. So this keeps going for months and months, and she develops more and more connections and builds this enormous spy network that is officially given the code name Heckler. And every month, more and more spies are coming in, and she's helping them get set up, and these new spies know how to send wireless transmissions, so now there's other ways of getting messages outside of France, but the problem is, these wireless transmissions can get tracked by the Nazis, and a lot of these new spies are getting caught that way. So then fast forward October 1941, all the other spies, there's like 12 other ones in the area right now,
What's
and they
up,
decide
bros?
they're going to have a big meeting.
what's
Basically,
up,
they're
Trent
coming up
Baker?
with an excuse to get together and have a party and actually
Yo, now I'm
talk about all
22,
the cool
I'm happy
stuff
to
they've
see
been
you
doing,
grinding,
which is a
bros.
huge mistake for a spy.
Yo, I
So
watched a lot of your
Virginia
vids when I was
avoids
15.
it. Sure enough,
That's
all
what's up,
12
Donnie.
spies get
Appreciate the
busted
support, bros.
and captured, and this was known as the Marseille Mousetrap,
Yo.
where the German Gestapo captured 12 spies all at
GGs.
once. They captured all the wireless operators, and again, Virginia is basically the only spy on the ground, and she is the only spy still capable of getting a message out to London. So she sends a message out to London basically saying that everybody else has been captured, nobody else is going to be able to communicate except for her. In addition to that, the German Gestapo also now know what she looks like and have drawings of her, and they know that she walks with a limp, and they're starting to call her the Limping Lady. So she is effectively number one on the Gestapo's most wanted list, and and leading the Gestapo in Lyon at this point in time is Klaus Barbie, one of the most brutal Nazis of World War II. And he is quoted as saying, "I would do anything to find that limping Canadian bitch," end quote. He believed that she had to be Canadian because he didn't think any American could speak French so fluently.
Buongiorno.
London then responds by saying, "Hey, that's terrible, A, but also go ahead and flee, get out of the country, they're gonna find you. They know what you look like, they know that you walk with a limp, and every time you take a step with your hollow wooden leg, there is a distinct wood noise. They're gonna catch you." Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but to this, Virginia basically said, "Hold my leg and watch this shit." Rather than flee, she decides that she's going to orchestrate a jailbreak of the other 12 spies that have been captured. But she's playing it on hardcore mode because the Germans know that they're looking for the limping lady, and every time she takes a step with her hollow wooden leg, it makes a wood noise. And then her plot armor activates and divine intervention kicks in because supplies into France are so low and so scarce that they're no longer getting rubber and leather to make shoes out of anymore, and people have to start carving their shoes out of wood, and all of a sudden everybody's walking around making wood noises, completely disguising her movements. So rather than fleeing the country, she tracks down the prison that the 12 spies are being held at, then finds somebody that works at the prison, convinces them to get her a roster of the prisoners, uses that to track down a different, completely unrelated prisoner's wife on the outside, befriend her, and convince her to help her. Virginia, not wanting to be seen herself because they know what she looks like, decides that she's going to have this other prisoner's wife start smuggling in supplies to the 12 spies and, by extent, this woman's husband. Like they're baking handcuff keys and screwdrivers into cakes and shit to smuggle these supplies in. And this goes so well that she decides she's really going to start showing.
Trent Baker. That's evil. Imagine you think you're going to get some cheeks and then you get STDs from it. And a heroin addiction, bro. That's ruthless, bro. That's diabolical. That's diabolical, bro.
Going off, she's going to try to smuggle in an entire wireless set into the prisoners. And the wireless set is like the size of a briefcase. So she gets a 70-year-old priest that's a double amputee from World War I to smuggle this briefcase in by sitting on it in his wheelchair. And he ends up giving it to the other spies that actually know how to use the equipment. Here's the thing, the spies on the inside needed a really big antenna to make this thing work. So they ran a wire from their cell into this like wireless setup outside across the yard and attached it to the boundary fence using the entire fence as an antenna, and somehow never got caught. So now the spies are transmitting messages from inside the prison directly to London. So fast forward like a month, Virginia has smuggled these guys everything they need to be able to break out from the inside, and once they get outside the boundary fence, she is going to be there to pick them up, get them to a safe house, and smuggle them out of the country. Everything is completely arranged. Then on the day of the jailbreak, Virginia makes sure that somebody else tries to smuggle in a bunch of booze to the prisoners, knowing that they would get caught and that the guards would end up drinking all the alcohol that night, making it easier for the spies to slip away. Which is exactly what happens that night. All the guards are drinking, partying, having a good time, and while that's going on, the spies are utilizing the handcuff keys and all the tools Virginia smuggled in to escape. They run across the yard under the cover of night, scale the perimeter fence, and waiting there is Virginia, who immediately takes them to a safe house. They hide for 2 weeks straight while the entire Gestapo is searching everywhere for them, and then she smuggles them out of the country. Okay, fast forward a month. It's November 1942. She just staged that huge jailbreak. All the Germans are looking for her, and now the Gestapo has brought in an additional 500 men, all with the sole purpose of finding the limping lady. It is at this moment Virginia decides it's probably time to leave. But with 500 new Gestapo all looking for a woman with a limp, she can't take any of the normal ways out of the country, so the only method she has to escape is to take the Pyrenees Freedom Trail, a 50-mile hike through the Pyrenees Mountains to cross the border between France and Spain, and she has to do it in November, in the coldest winter for France in over 200 years.
What?
It is a 3 to 4 day hiking trail for people doing it for fun, not in the middle of winter, and Virginia manages to do it in 2 days with a wooden leg. During her hike, she was communicating with London via radio, not like secret spy radio, just normal radio transmissions. It wasn't going to blow her cover. She was already blown and she was leaving anyways, so it didn't really matter. And she would tell London that Cuthbert was giving her issues because I'm sure, as you can imagine, hiking with a wooden leg would get pretty tiresome after a while.
Would appear so, wouldn't it?
To which London, not knowing who Cuthbert was, responded by saying, if Cuthbert is giving you problems, have him eliminated.
Take him out.
Take him out.
So she crosses the border into Spain after 2 days, complete badass. She has escaped the Nazis, and 48 hours after she leaves Lyon, her entire hotel room gets ransacked because the Germans finally figured out who she was, and she had escaped just in the nick of time. And then she promptly gets arrested by Spanish authorities for illegal immigration. So then she has to get a message out to London, out to America. They finally come, bail her out. She goes back to London working with the SOE, and she's like, okay, well, cool, send me back in. And they're like, no, your cover's blown. You've done all you're gonna do. That's it for you. We're not going to let you do anything else as far as like actively working undercover goes. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but Virginia Hall basically says, okay, well, peace out, nerds. I'm going to go work with the Americans. She goes over to America, goes to the OSS, the direct predecessor of the CIA, and is like, hey, I'm more experienced than any spy you guys have.
a naughty
Put me
girl.
in, coach. To which the OSS is like, sure, why not?
real,
And they
for
give her a
real.
shot.
That's
This
real,
time,
Gamer Stevie.
Virginia makes sure that she takes a wireless transmitting class, though, so now she can also send the wireless transmitting signals. She doesn't want to be the only spy not able to, like last time. So she does that. She then realizes that she's going to have to pretend to be a much older woman. This would help disguise her limp, and it would help change her face so that they didn't know what she looked like anymore. So she goes to a professional Hollywood makeup artist, learns how to do makeup to look like a really old woman, and then she goes to a dentist in London that grinds all her teeth down so she looks like she has terrible teeth like a French peasant would. The OSS then sneaks her back into France on a PT boat and drops her off completely by herself again. And from there, she just starts doing it all over again. She develops a huge spy network again. This time, she's posing as an elderly milkmaid by day and a spy master by night. At this point in time, the French resistance had all kinds of guerrilla fighters, but they were basically just running around blowing shit up, being as big of a nuisance as they possibly could, and weren't being strategic about it at all. So over the course of the next year and a half, Virginia set out to establish a chain of command and actually get them to work together and coordinate attacks and efforts. By 1944, she had amassed an entire army. She had 3 battalions, 1,500 guerrilla fighters that she was coordinating attacks against the Germans with from the inside, all while transmitting signals to the Americans to have them drop off supplies like guns and explosives to continue fighting with. She would then be notified that in June of 1944, D-Day was going to happen, and in the weeks leading up to it, she used her guerrilla army to coordinate and sabotage major highways, railroads, communication lines, and bridges, preventing the Germans from reinforcing the right beaches in a timely fashion, potentially changing the entire course of D-Day. And somewhere around this time frame, the OSS would send in a reinforcement to help Virginia out, a young Polish operative by the name of Paul Giat. He parachuted into theater too late to have any real influence on the operation, but him and Virginia would end up falling in love. After the war, they would both move back home to America, where Paul would get his citizenship, and they would both begin their careers working for the newly found CIA. They would then go on to lead a specialized task force monitoring communism in the Eastern Bloc of Europe. Yeah, this incredible story literally ends with 2 spies falling in love and going out on missions together. In 1945, President Truman wanted to give Virginia the Distinguished Service Cross, the highest honor a civilian could receive, because technically spies weren't in the military, so they're ineligible for the Medal of Honor. But President Truman wanted to give this to her in a humongous ceremony, tell her story, and make her basically an international hero and celebrity. Virginia, however, declined that offer because she didn't want her cover blown. She still wanted to be operational and capable of helping the United States and the world if she was needed. She became the only female civilian of World War II to be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross.
Hiking France,
and was
no
awarded
thank you.
to her by General William Donovan, and by her own request, it was awarded in front of only one witness, her mom. Her future husband and fiance, Paul, wasn't there because she didn't think her mother would approve. This woman was behind enemy lines fighting against the Nazis for all of World War II, the entire thing, longer than probably any other American, and she's still scared of the opinions of mom. And that's it. Virginia and Paul would live happily ever after. They retired at 60 years old, and Virginia would pass away at the age of 76 in 1982. And nobody knew anything about this until they read her obituary. She never gave an interview. She never wrote a memoir. She never said a single thing. And later in life, when she was asked why she never talked about it, she said, and I quote, "Too many of my friends died for talking too much." Which I think we can all agree is gangster as fuck. So, in conclusion, this is a story of Virginia Hall, the deadliest spy of World War II.
That's some gangster shit. That is, bruh, that's fire. gangster shit. That's what's up. That is badass. Alright, y'all. I'm about to go to sleep. I'll see you guys later. Hey, what's up, Nick? Bruh, I just got done. Just got done streaming, bruh. Well, I'm gonna stay for a little bit. I still got one more video to watch of his. Yeah, go watch that.
Sometimes I like to read several books, get in contact with by War Thunder. They've got over 2,500 tanks, planes, and like a lot of other games where you just shoot at the other enemy tank and a hit fire with your 50 cal right through the window slit. Given their drive was over 18,000 bunkers with machine gun, mortar, and 100-mile impenetrable.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this video before I roll.
Era tank that was designed for one reason and one reason only, and that is to punch through the German Siegfried Line. If you don't know, the Siegfried Line is Germany's western border, where they have essentially tried to fortify it to make it impenetrable to the Allied forces approaching so that they can't break into Germany. It is approximately 400 miles of concrete pyramids known as Dragon's Teeth, making it so tanks and other Allied vehicles can't pass through. Then on the other side of the Dragon's Teeth, you typically had other things that were meant to stop foot soldiers like moats, barbed wire, booby traps, and on the other side of those was over 18,000 bunkers with machine gun, mortar, and artillery positions that were going to, in theory, be able to mow down any ally trying to advance through those obstacles. Now, the American military and government knew about the Siegfried Line pretty much the entire time because German propaganda told them about it, and they portrayed it as completely impenetrable. So the American military in 1943 is like, okay, we're going to come up on the Siegfried Line eventually. Let's go ahead and get a plan in the works on how we're going to address it once we get there. Now, clearly, that plan should not rely on...
Yo, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for the follow. Yo.
tanks, right? I mean, that's kind of the Siegfried Line's entire MO. It was designed, built, and implemented with the sole purpose of stopping tanks. We should probably do anything other than use tanks, right? Wrong, completely wrong. American engineers got told the Germans built an impenetrable tank fortification, and they're like, fucking bet, we'll see about that. We're gonna build a bigger, better tank that's gonna drive right fucking through it. So the engineers got to work. This is called the AT project, and what they came up with was, surely there's spots along the Siegfried Line where the German military has a gap where they can drive their vehicles through, right? Has to be there. They can't just have 400 miles and they drive all the way around. There's got to be points where you can pass through it. And obviously those points of passage are going to be the most fortified positions, right? They're essentially going to make a fatal funnel, a choke point, where all of the Allied forces have to try to go through a narrow passageway, and on the other side, it's going to be loaded with German 88 anti-tank guns, German artillery, machine guns, mortars, everything. They're going to be able to slaughter anybody that tries to make it through that little tiny narrow passage. To which the American engineers are like, cool, obvious solution. We're just going to make a tank that can't die. Okay, it's going to be so heavily armored that there's no anti-tank weapon or artillery piece known to man that could kill it. Then we're going to put a gun on it that's so big that it can shoot through concrete bunkers and take out the enemy. We're literally going to drive this gigantic, heavily armored tank directly into the enemy choke point, stand there, take all their anti-tank fire, be untouchable, and then we're going to return fire and kill them first. Okay, do you understand how gangster that is? This is the ultimate dad dick maneuver. Just straight up like, I know exactly what your plan is. I know what you want me to do so that you can beat me. I'm going to do it anyways, and I'm still going to win because fuck you. So they made the Doom Turtle, the T-28, America's only super heavy tank. This thing is 36 feet long, 10 feet tall, and 14 feet wide. It has 12 inches of armor on the front, and it's weighing in at 95 tons. Okay, approximately 210,000 pounds. Okay, the human mind can't comprehend how heavy this tank actually is. It literally weighs as much as a blue whale, which also isn't helpful because most people haven't seen a blue whale. Okay, so it's like, here's my calculator. Toyota Corolla is like 3,000 pounds. Okay, it's like 70 Toyota Corollas, okay? This entire thing is like an entire parking lot got a gun strapped to it, and now it's coming to kill the enemy. Speaking of gun, they went with a 105 millimeter gun, okay? That is field grade artillery. This is literally a howitzer that they strapped to the front of this metallic blue whale. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you this thing is basically the Narwhal of death, all right? Which raises the question, why on earth did they go with the Doom Turtle and not the Narwhal of death? Well, Well, it's because this thing's slow as shit, which is really the downfall of this tank, because somebody basically said, hey, we're going to build a 200,000 pound tank, and then we're going to put the same V8 engine in it that the M4 Shermans have. Yeah, the Doom Turtle is rocking a 500 horsepower V8 Ford engine, okay? Just for the record, if you don't know much about engines or horsepower, Dodge is out here making minivans with 1,000 horsepower that weigh 5,000 pounds, and the DoD thought it would be a good idea to stick a 500 horsepower V8 inside of a tank that weighs as much as a blue whale. Okay, the Doom Turtle's coming at you at the speed of mock potato. Pedal to the metal, balls to the wall. This thing maxes out at 8 miles an hour. So clearly they're going to have to transport this thing all the way to the Siegfried Line, right? If they land this thing on a beach in Normandy and let it drive all the way across France, it's going to take like 3 years to get there. And this is actually why the Doom Turtle has a unique look of having 4 sets of tracks instead of just 2 very wide sets of tracks like a normal super heavy tank would. And that's because those 2 outermost tracks come off and separate from the Doom Turtle, allowing it to be easier to transport, both because now the Doom Turtle isn't as wide and it comes apart in 3 separate chunks, making it all weigh significantly less than the original 95 tons. So they've got it all figured out, and by 1945 they start manufacturing these things. Originally they're planning on making 25 of them. They figure that'll be enough to punch through the Siegfried Line, but they build 2 prototypes first. So they get those prototypes built, then they're testing the first one, and the V8 engine that's trying to move 200,000 pounds obviously catches fire, burns out the entire inside of the tank. The entire thing is essentially a total loss. And while that was going on, the Allied forces managed to penetrate the Siegfried Line. How on earth did they do that without the Doom Turtle, you ask? Well, A, the Siegfried Line wasn't really all it was cracked up to be, according to the German propaganda. It definitely was not impenetrable. It was undermanned. It just wasn't as good as it was made out to be. So they just went and they sent out recon, and they found a couple of spots where they weren't well covered by like artillery and machine guns and booby traps, and then they just put a bulldozer out and pushed dirt over the top of the Dragon's Teeth and then drove right over the top, got behind enemy lines, and took everybody out. Yeah, the Germans spent God knows how much money and man hours building this 400-mile stretch of concrete booby traps, and they got outdone by a couple of rednecks with a bulldozer. So because of that, the Doom Turtle simply just wasn't needed anymore, so they stopped the project. There was one surviving prototype. They gave that over to...
Yo, I got you, bro. This guy's, his channel is named The Fat Electrician. He tells really good stories. Definitely go check him out.
Aberdeen Proving Ground, and they used that basically as a giant weight to test transportation equipment because, well, it was the heaviest tank they had, and if it could move the Doom Turtle, it could move anything else, so they used it for that for a little while. Then, one day, somebody just parked it in a field, and everybody forgot about it. A little while after that, people started asking questions. Historians, the public, museums, like, hey, where's that badass tank? We want to preserve it. We want to save it. It's a part of history. We want to stick it in our museum. Let me have it so I can take care of it. And the Army's like, I don't know, bro, we lost it. Okay, now on one hand, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I know exactly how this happened. They just like had a couple of dudes go park it. They made it take all day. They parked it off in the field. Those dudes like retired, they left, they moved on, and then nobody remembered where it got parked, okay? Like, I'm sympathetic to that. I understand how it happened. But on the other hand, how the fuck do you lose a 200,000 pound tank that there's only one of? Like, I would understand if you were like, oh, hey, we misplaced a Sherman tank because America made like 50,000 of them, right? But no, this isn't a Sherman tank. It's twice the size of a Sherman tank, and there's only one of them, okay? You could park it in a parking lot full of tanks, and you would still be able to find it. How on earth did you manage to lose a blue whale with a gun attached to it, okay?
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car?
So that's it. It's just gone. It's MIA for the next 27 years. Nobody has any clue where this thing is at. And then one day, some hunter is out in the woods near a military base hunting, and he's like, hey, there's a fucking tank sticking out of those bushes.
Dude, there's your car.
Yeah, you guys thought I was being silly earlier with that War Thunder ad, didn't you? When I stuck a couple of bushes on this giant tank and pretended like that was going to conceal it. Well, history's on my side now because this bitch was incognito for 27 years because it had a couple of bushes on it.
Yeah, he's a really good storyteller.
So the hunter goes to the Army. He's like, hey, I found this weird looking tank in the bushes. And they're like, oh shit, we've been looking for that thing. So the Army then takes the tank. They give it to a museum in Fort Knox. So it's on display there for a little while. And then they decide that they're going to move it from Fort Knox to Fort Benning or Fort Moore, Freedom, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be called now. The home of the infantry. They decide they're going to move it to the Infantry Museum at the home of the infantry. So they throw it on the HET trailer, the heavy equipment trailer, and they tow it all the way to Georgia. While they're towing it there, apparently they take a turn too hard and it breaks the chains off the HET trailer, and the entire main cab of the tank flies into the ditch. Now, granted, it was just the main cab of the Doom Turtle, so it didn't have the 2 outermost tracks, which is like a significant amount of weight, but still, the main cab is 60 tons flying off your trailer
That's
into the ditch.
what's up, Gregory. He says I love tanks.
Obviously, the Doom Turtle, completely fine. The paint got scuffed, no big deal. Get it back on the trailer, they get it where it's going. Now, here's my issue. I know for a fact that there are pictures of the Doom Turtle in a ditch somewhere in Georgia. I need those pictures. Someone has them on their cell phone. This happened in like 2017, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. I know one of the drivers in that convoy took a picture of it with their smartphone. It has to have happened. I want that picture for history so I can get it to the museum, okay? Get me that picture.
What are you waiting for? Chinese New Year? Go, go, go.
Sorry, so that's it. That's the end of the story. They get it to the National Infantry Museum.
That's what's up. That dude's shirt was badass. Really good shirt. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later. All right, I'll be back on I'll be back on like tomorrow, or I guess later today. You know what I'm saying? I'll be live streaming later on, like some scary clips.